So one of the sort of many crazy things about the way that I garden is that I'm really only trying to fill this table every week of the year. This is the extent really of what a good harvest looks for us. So we try to avoid gluts as much as possible. Although of course when we do bulk harvest like all the winter squash or all the onions or all the potatoes or something like that, obviously, you know, we'll fill the table completely just with those bulk harvests. But for the vast majority of things, we're looking for multiple successions all the way through the year, and we freeze very, very little. We'll freeze a few peppers, we will freeze a few berries, and that's kind of pretty much it. We'll make the odd little jam, that's rainbow currant jam for example, and we'll make a few vinegars and things like that, but we don't really do a lot of preserving. We'll dry a lot of fruit in preference to freezing it, although we will make like applesauce and things like that. So our objective though is to pick about 30 different things a week, every week of the year. And we're in the middle of July almost, 11th of July today, and this is what we've got. So we've got a lot of kale, loads of more kales coming, all sorts of different types, and the quality is really lovely. We've got loads of red cabbages. In fact, we've got red cabbages now, one a week until, well into February, maybe as late as March if we're lucky. We've got loads of these mini savoys, and hopefully we'll sort of run out of mini savoys about the end of July, and then we won't have them again until autumn. But yeah, they're lovely whilst we've got them. Loads of beetroot. We have beetroot all year round, and we're on this new season beetroot now, and it's really gorgeous. And we'll be picking loads more beetroot as we go through the year. And Calabrese, that's the last of the Calabrese I think now, and yeah, we won't have Calabrese again until autumn. Last of the peas, but that's a mistake really. I won't have peas until, well, the middle of August probably again, and there'll be sugar snaps rather than podding peas. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of podding peas. It's a lot of effort for a pea that doesn't taste as good as a sugar snap. So I much prefer sugar snaps, and we just eat those fresh most of the time. We are picking these little onions at the moment because they go into seed. You can just see the evidence of the fact that these have gone to seed. But I mean, they're perfectly edible now, so we'll just be eating these rather than the onions that we've got in store. And it just means the stored onions last a bit longer. And our main crop onions should be ready in 2 or 3 weeks' time. That's the last of the early French beans, and the new season French beans are about a week away. So we might have a continuous supply of French beans, but we might have to skip a week. And loads of these lovely broad beans. And we've got a good supply of peppers now. So these are off the allotment. I think February sown peppers, and these are from the greenhouse, and they were December sown. And to be honest, these are not that much earlier, to be honest, than these. So, you know, the greenhouse isn't that much of an accelerator for peppers, partly because these grow in full sun and these grow in partial shade. We're just finishing off the apricots, and we're just starting picking the nectarines now. So again, that's a nice succession, and hopefully by the time we finish with the nectarines, the plums should be ready. I love fruit. I love it. Anyway, a few more apricots, which, you know, they've got a little bit slug eaten, but to be honest, we are not wasting them because they are absolutely gorgeous. And just a little sample there of the fruits. So we've got black currants, tomatoes, all sorts of different colours, gooseberries, all the blueberries just get picked, and raspberries just get picked and eaten off the plants, and some more tomatoes there. And oh yeah, over here we've got the last very scrappy looking cauliflower, and again we won't have cauliflowers now until autumn. New season carrots now. Last of the spring cabbages, salad onions, celery at the back there, leeks underneath here, and beetroot leaves, courgettes. That's the last of the early courgettes, looking pretty grotty, and not the first, but plenty now of the main crop courgettes. Plenty of cucumbers still, and we're onto the greenhouse cucumber, sorry, the polytunnel cucumbers. These are these ones here, they're sort of a bit of a rib on them. And then these smoother skinned ones are from the greenhouse in the conservatory. I think we're on to sort of like 250 cucumbers at this point. So yeah, but we're still enjoying them. I really like to pick them really small. That's the sort of size I want in my salads. And then the lettuce mixes. So I don't have a dedicated bed of lettuces right now. All my lettuces are interplanted into the pepper beds and the melon beds, and they are really lovely. Really, really lovely. So yeah, I'm very happy with these lettuces at the moment. Although there's always a risk we'll lose them to caterpillars. We have a lot of caterpillars on the allotment, and they just love munching through the lettuces, and you just sort of go, leave the allotment for a couple of days, and then you go, and then lettuces have just been absolutely savaged by caterpillars just in a couple of days. So you do need to keep an eye on them, or at least I need to keep an eye on mine. So that's this. Oh, Debbie's just popped in. She's put these little shallots in. These are not very successful. We only grew these actually because my granddaughter was rummaging around in the allotment store, and she saw these little onions, and she said, "Oh, these little onions for little people, grow these, Grandad." And they were seed stock from last year, and I wasn't going to grow them because really I much prefer Zebrun shallots. Anyway, just for her, we grew them. They're not very good again. As I say, just grow Zebrun from my perspective. So yeah, well, that's it. I'll just make up those salads. And if you're interested, look down in the description. There's all the details of everything, the way we grow and all that sort of thing, as well as my weekly newsletter that goes through everything. You know, what I'm sowing, pricking out, potting on, planting, harvesting, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and what challenges I'm facing and all that sort of thing. I'll see you soon.